Well, good morning everybody and welcome to another running video. As you can see, this is Monday the 24th of February 2025. These are the edited highlights of my running for that day. I've been having a bit of trouble with this DJI Action 2 camera lately in that it's not picking up my audio commentary, so I'm recording the audio later, which means you don't get to hear my heavy breathing and feet slapping and all those other sounds you get when you're running. But the camera's not picking up it's picking up the external sounds like the wind and so on, but it's not picking up my audio commentary, and I feel I'm speaking in my normal voice. I've reset the I've reset it to factory resets a couple of times, and it doesn't appear to have made any difference. And also, you can see that the footage here in this first clip is a little bit jumpy, so I apologise for that, but it does get better as the clip goes on. Now, by way of explanation, I've been running for about 25 or 30 minutes at this point. I started down at Churchill Park, for those in Launceston to know where that is, but I didn't film any of that section because it was dark and the sun hadn't risen, so you would not have seen anything, not even flashing lights or anything, because I was on tracks like this a lot of the time where there's no lights. So here I am in Mowbray. I'm at the eastern edge of Mowbray, which is one of the suburbs on the eastern side of the Tamar and in the northern part of Launceston, and the track I'm following at the time runs around the back of Mowbray Golf Course. And at this point now I've moved out of Mowbray. I'm not sure where one suburb begins and the other one ends, but I feel I've moved out of Mowbray into the next suburb, and you might just see the next suburb is called Mayfield, and you might just see some housing at the top of this hill here. There's a fairly long, steep track here that I follow for about 4 kilometres before coming out onto main roads again. So you can just see off to the left in this frame here, in these pictures here, some housing. That's the suburb of Mayfield, mainly a residential suburb, but as I said, close to the northeastern end of what would be considered, I guess, Greater Launceston. Looking at some of these trees through here, there'd been a fire through here at some stage recently. Now, this is a bridge over a disused railway track. The trail that I've been following up to this point, I think, is called the North East Rail Trail. The railway line, as far as I'm aware, is no longer in use. There's just no call for it any further, and this is crossing over the railway line and then still in the suburb of Mayfield. And as you can see here, it's coming into more residential area. It's not a bushland just where I've come from, but this is mainly a residential area. And now I'm coming up to the end of that course altogether onto the Lilydale Road. So if you turned right here at this intersection, you would go towards the village of Lilydale. There are some beautiful waterfalls there at Lilydale. They are free and they're easily accessible. The track is quite easy to get to. Unfortunately, dogs are not allowed at that waterfall. In fact, I don't think they're allowed at most waterfalls in Tasmania. So I took the left-hand turn and I'm heading back towards Launceston, towards a suburb called Rocherlea. It's spelled Rocherlea, so I'm not sure if it's pronounced Rocherlea or Rockley. I apologise if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, locals. It is mainly residential again, but on the left-hand side here where I'm running on this Lilydale Road, you can see the beginnings of a new subdivision where roads and new services have been put in. And I guess they've subdivided the blocks, as you can probably see by the white pegs. So I guess the blocks will be being sold soon, and it won't be long before the tradies are going about the business of building houses there. Coming up to a T intersection here, which will be the intersection of the Lilydale Road and the Georgetown Road. Georgetown and Low Head being almost at the mouth of the Tamar, or Low Head is at the mouth of the Tamar. Georgetown is the nearest town to that, where the Tamar empties into Bass Strait. Not really a lot here at Rockalee other than the convenience store there. This is the Black Stallion pub. Although I was talking about Rockalee or Rochalee, the Black Stallion pub is classified as being at Mayfield. Now I'm heading back down towards the CBD, and according to the sign that I just saw, I had about 4 kilometres to go to Mayfield, and I had already at that stage done about 4 kilometres, 8 kilometres, I beg your pardon. So I predicted that I had probably another 4 to 6 to go, maybe even longer. I'm recording the audio later now, so I can tell you, and you'll see in the map at the end, that I had about another 7 kilometres to go to get back to where I'd parked the car in Churchill Park. This area here is Mayfield, as I said, and on the right-hand side, across the Georgetown Road here, is the suburb of Newnham, Newnham, and beyond that is the suburb of Allenvale. Again, these are mainly residential areas. This is the Georgetown Road going back towards Mowbray and then the Launceston CBD. And if you're looking at this in full screen, you can probably get a view of some of the suburbs over on the western side of the Tamar, around Riverside and Trevellyn, where I've come from this morning. I'm fortunate at the moment that I'm going on a fairly flat section that slopes down slightly and continues to go downhill here to, as I'm still in the suburb of Newnham. As I said, there's a map at the end of the video, or 2 maps, but the second map will give you a much more detailed look at where I went. So no prizes for guessing, for being able to spot all the roads I've named. But if you can do that, then at least you can follow where I've been. Now, I know if you're a tourist coming to Launceston, you haven't come to do a running trip around the northeastern suburbs, but nevertheless it might be interesting to just know what's up there. Now the road is going to split here into 2 sections. One is the Georgetown Road and the other is the Mowbray link, which I'm going to take back towards the shops at Mowbray and then down Vermont Road and along Invermay Road. The Georgetown link takes you to the East Tamar Highway and back towards the city. I'm very lucky at the moment to be going downhill, but as I am well aware, for every downhill section you get to run, there's an uphill section. Coming up to the area Allenvale, and on the right hand side just ahead is a turn off to the University of Tasmania campus. A lot of the university's operations have been moved closer to the town, as I've shown you in other videos, so I'm not sure how much of its operations are still at the northern end of town in this section, but some still are. Now, about this time the camera decided that the battery was going to run flat, so it's about 10 k's into this trip, and I still had about 5 k's to go. So thank you for watching. If you have a comment, you know where to leave it. If you'd like to like and subscribe and share and all that, you're most welcome to. And hopefully I'll catch you with a full battery and a behaving camera in the next running video that I get to make.